So, things are getting interesting as we await with bated breath for news of WWE 2K20, but 2K have started their marketing campaign for NBA and NBA 2K20, and we've seen the cover stars released. Now, I'm very excited about this because usually, once the NBA campaign gets going, so does the WWE campaign, and I wanted to talk about these covers because although I don't know anything about basketball and the cover stars themselves don't mean much to me, I know the selection process of the cover star is very important because that's going to be the main person that will market the game. But for me, it's more about just the design itself, the actual cover. That's what interests me because I do like seeing artwork, and I'm always interested to see what we're going to get, and also this might give us an indication of what's in store from the WWE side this year. Now, in previous years, NBA have kind of stepped up their game, and I feel that the covers for NBA have overtaken WWE because last year we saw the text that sat behind the cover star. It was a bit like a play-by-play or tactics for NBA, and then this year they've gone one step further by focusing on the background once again, and there's so much detail to this one. Here is the standard edition of NBA 2K20. You've got Anthony Davis here, who I don't know who that is. Sorry, I just have to say it. Look, I'm in the UK, don't judge me. Not a big basketball fan. But the backdrop for this cover is awesome. Now, in my opinion, 2K really did smash this cover. I think it looks amazing, and the reason why is because of the backdrop. It's all going on around Anthony Davis, and this was only heightened by 2K releasing a social clip which animated the cover. So for example, the next sign was flashing and flickering on and off. You had the actual tram or train moving behind Anthony Davis, and then you had the debris falling down around him. So it was very cool, and this urban vibe that you got from it, I just liked it a lot. And I think the backdrop for the cover star is very important to engage you to want to pick up one of these games, and that's the big difference, and that's what I was hinting at earlier when it comes to the covers and possibly the NBA franchise doing much better than the WWE games covers, because the WWE games covers are rather basic. You just get, or you normally just get, the cover star and then a vibrant backdrop. There's nothing else much to it. Whereas with the NBA franchise over the past 2 years, and it's really emphasised right now, they've gone for more detail behind the cover star, and I think it is very engaging. So I'd like to see WWE games replicate what we've seen here with the NBA cover star, and it wasn't just the standard edition that got this treatment. Take a look at the Legends edition. I actually think the Legends edition is better, so this is good. Check this out. So this Legends cover features Dwayne Wade, who from what I read has recently retired. So again, I don't know much about him, or who he played for or any of that sort of stuff, because again, not really clued up when it comes to NBA, but the colours for this are on point. I like the fact that they changed up the colour for the 2K logo. That's something I'd like to see WWE games do from time to time to make, the special edition or the deluxe edition feel much more special. But I just love everything about this. Again, it all comes down to the backdrop, that vibe. Now again, I don't know if everything that's featured behind Dwayne Wade relates to him as a player. It probably does, because of course it would have some reference to him being the cover star, but regardless, it just looks amazing. The colours, what you see, the palm trees, the beach, I'm assuming this is all related to the team he plays for, but I'd love to see something like this taken in for WWE games, depending on whoever the cover star is. Now, I wonder if you had a Becky Lynch cover, would you then have that sort of lass kicker or Irish vibe going on behind her or something like that? I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, but I would like to see a little bit more effort than just having, for example, what you see here, which was the WWE 2K19 cover star, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And if you actually look at this and just think about what you've seen from NBA, I mean, it just looks like there's so much more effort in these NBA covers over the last 2 years. And I just want to see something going on behind the cover star that makes me think, wow, that looks cool as a piece of artwork. Because I tell you what, if you actually didn't have that big NBA 2K20 logo, you had it just positioned to the side, these could look amazing as posters too. So these could be something that could come with a copy of the game inside. You know, you used to get them in the sleeve of games, big posters that you could unfold and hang up. I'd actually like one of these, and if they did that for the WWE game side, that could be something interesting too. But I think that, you know, if I remember and I cast my mind back to last year with 2K19, everybody was happy with the choice of the cover star being AJ Styles. However, when the cover came out, I think many people thought that's very basic. So we haven't really evolved very much, because if you go and look at Seth Rollins as a previous cover star, not too much difference. Brock Lesnar was a cover star, 2K17. That was a little bit more, I think the word would be electrifying. Probably should have been The Rock then, but it was a bit like that. But again, you didn't have major detail behind it. I like all the stuff that we're seeing with NBA and 2K20 and having this sort of, you know, you have the urban vibe and then you have sort of the beach vibe. And again, I know my NBA knowledge is like poor as anything, so you know, if these do have major relations to the cover star, then I apologize, but just you catch my drift what I'm getting at here. I think you need a little bit more than just a cover star with a fancy pose, and that's what we've always got with WWE games. Now we don't even know yet if we're gonna have a male cover star, a female cover star, or a dual cover star, or what about a reversible cover star? I was actually thinking this the other day, that considering that WWE seem to be building a lot of marketing around the couple of the man Becky Lynch and the architect Seth Rollins, then possibly you could have a reversible cover, but that would actually mean that Seth Rollins would be a two-time WWE Games cover star, but you could have it so you have, for example, Becky Lynch, and you could reverse it and then put in Seth Rollins if you wanted to switch them up. So that was an idea that I thought could happen. But as well, I think if I'm going to be honest, the odds-on favourite for me would be Becky Lynch. Would that be my personal choice? I'm not so sure, but I think with the timing and everything, and you know, we have been seeing these like rumours around a women's showcase and all that sort of stuff. I think that she is certainly the odds-on favourite to be the cover star. In terms of male superstars, I don't know. I'm not sure who I'd have for the cover star if we go down the male route. But whoever we chose, because we've seen AJ Styles as a cover star, we've seen Seth Rollins as a cover star, we've seen Brock Lesnar as a cover star. I mean, whoever they were to pick, I'd like to see them, you know, work towards this NBA style with having some detail behind the superstar. And I was kind of thinking, you know, Kurt Angle, well, he's been heavily involved in WWE games before. And I'm not saying that Kurt Angle should be the cover star, but with Kurt Angle, he's a great example of something cool you could do with the backdrop, because you could have his three eyes behind him, you could have the Olympic gold medal and the flags behind him, and it would be a much better backdrop than simply having, you know, just a vibrant, colourful background, because it would relate to that cover star. And that's what I think would be good, if the backdrop to the cover is relatable to the cover star. And I'm expecting, just because my knowledge is so poor of NBA, I don't know this, but I'm sure that these actual backdrops for these cover stars for NBA are relatable in some instances. So that's what I'd like. I think it would be very good as well if we had a Legends edition for a WWE game. Now, we usually get like the special edition or ultimate editions where you get the box and you get certain things, memorabilia in with them. We had the Woo edition last year. But I'd actually like to have a Legends edition where it simply looks like a box with a legend on it. And then who would we have? We know that Hulk Hogan is likely to return to the franchise this year. There's been talk about Bret Hart doing things, and Bret Hart, well, he's had quite an interesting year, to say the least. Inducted into the Hall of Fame as part of the Hart Foundation, then rocking up at AEW, Double or Nothing. So could Bret Hart have another moment and be like a Legends cover star? And that would actually look like a really cool cover if you had the pink and the black. So, you know, just thinking about that, the Hitman logo, I actually quite like that. I don't know if Bret would be a popular choice at this point of time, but then again, you never know. Or they could go all out. Probably shouldn't use that term considering it's an AEW pay-per-view, but they could go with like a double women's cover star. So if you had like a Legends edition like you've got with NBA, you could have Becky Lynch, the man Becky Lynch, as the standard edition, then go for a legend from the women's division as the Legends edition. It really does depend on whatever 2K's marketing plan is for WWE 2K20. We simply don't know yet. However, I think you've understood by now. I get kind of excited when I talk about this because I am looking forward to seeing what the cover star will be and also what the cover will look like. That's the most important bit to me. It doesn't stop me from buying a game. If they pick the wrong cover star, I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to buy the game now. No chance. But, you know, getting to see a cool cover is quite exciting. So I just hope that they do take this sort of approach with WWE games. I think the feedback for these covers, from the most part, from what I've seen on my social media, is that these look very, very good. And I'm seeing that a lot from our WWE games community. Even people like myself who aren't basketball fans can appreciate the artwork. So with that in mind, let's get this for WWE games too. So have your say. Let me know who you think should be the cover star, but what did you think of the NBA covers and how could you make this relate and tie into the WWE covers? Get involved, and all that's left to be said is we wait. Can't be long now. Hopefully. All that's left to be said is please rate, comment and subscribe. And out of the two covers that we've seen, just to add one final point, my favourite is the Legends cover. Colours on point. Love it. This is Delzinski signing out.